Good morning. Warren County Fiscal Court, Friday, May 23rd, 2025 is now called to order. We'll start our meeting off with an invocation from Magistrate Rick Williams, followed by the pledge to the flag.
If y'all would join me in prayer, please. Our blessed Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the many blessings of this life. We thank you for this county. We thank you for the opportunity to live here in this great place, to live, work, and raise a family. We ask that you give us wisdom here this morning to consider each and everything that comes before us, and may we act on it in a way that would bring you honor and glory. In Jesus' name we ask these things. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Here.
Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire Williams.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter.
Here.
Esquire Lawrence.
Here.
Esquire Aldridge.
Here. First item is approved minutes of the fiscal court meeting on May 8th, 2025, and our special called fiscal court meeting on May 15th, 2025. Motion by Esquire Cummings, second by Esquire Aldridge. Any corrections? If not, please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 5 is approve the personnel changes for Warren County. Motion by Esquire Lawrence, second by Esquire Williams. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 6, approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Motion by Esquire Aldridge, second by Esquire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll take a short break. We've got a couple presentations we'd like to make this morning. First up, our Conservation District budget presentation. I only put you on the hot seat right off the bat, so.
Thank you all. First of all, it is a really great website, but that is not our website name. It's warrenconservation.com. We have
So we don't go to.
it is a really great website, but
Well,
it's a little editing issue that
No problem.
we'll blame it on spell check. Anyway, thank you all for having us. I think you've been given our budget and some information on that. For those of you that don't know us, we are here in the communities with cost share programs, educational opportunities, and sponsorships. We have 4 employees. We now have 2 partner employees with Natural Resource Conservation Service. These are 80-20 partnerships that allow us to expand our help. And we have Darby with us today, who's one of those. And it gives us the opportunity to provide more manpower to help our residents. We've continued with the Envirothon program. Last week, Penny and her husband Bobby took 2 of our teams, Western's Gatton Academy team and the Greenwood High School team. They competed against each other and 36 Envirothon teams from across the state. They had presentations in aquatics, wildlife, soils, current events, oral presentations, and forestry. Our Gatton Academy team came home first place overall, and our Greenwood High School team took first place with FAA teams and third place overall. And we're really excited for that, and we're very grateful to our coaches who spent countless hours coaching and working with these kids and traveling with these kids so that they can do that. They'll be going to Alberta, Canada this summer to represent not only Kentucky but Warren County. Going into our 3rd year of 100 Hours Outside, which is a summer initiative encouraging Warren County students to get outside. They have certain things that they can do and complete for small prizes and learn about nature and the environment on their summer break. We hosted our Eco Explorers Conservation Camp at Lost River, where this year we did Jennings Creek students, I think it was fourth grade students, went to Lost River Cave, and TVA helped sponsor that. So a lot of these kids don't have the same opportunities that other children do to be out in nature. And so it was a wonderful opportunity, and we hope to make that an annual event. We offer scholarships to high school and college students, classroom grants to Warren County educators. We had sponsorships that include raised garden beds at the Journey Pure Rehabilitation Center. We did Earth Week programming with Lost River Cave. We provided through a cost-share program caterpillar tunnels for top crops at Western, which has allowed them to provide year-round produce at the farmers market for the young adults that they work with. And we're hoping to be able to get a thing with them where they're providing fresh vegetables that they don't sell at the farmers market to Megan's Mobile Grocery, which I'm also involved with that, which it kind of coordinates with the garden that we have at the Housing Authority, which we still have the garden. We're in our 8th year. We have a new manager, having lost Steve Anderson, Bill Jackson, who used to coach at Greenwood, I think. Anyway, there are currently 42 plots serving 172 residents. There's some larger group plots that may be added, and they're hoping to add one this summer for the Learning Center for the students there. Most of these people that have the gardens use them to feed their families. They have limited transportation to get to the grocery and farmers market. And the morning that they gave out the plots, people were lined up at 6 in the morning to make sure they got one to feed their family. We've been able to put in additional water hydrants and a separate water meter, which help the pressure. We offer backyard conservation initiatives for homeowners in the city. We still are doing soil test vouchers with the, you can go and get a voucher. We have cover crops, heavy use areas. We've invested nearly $90,000 back into the community with these programs. We administer 2 state-funded programs that provide cost-share funding. And those programs have distributed over $100,000 to Warren County producers. So we are here. I have, if you all want one of our new brochures, you can have one, and we thank you and for allowing us to keep doing what we're doing.
Absolutely. Any questions for Emily or the group? Just a fantastic, you do such a great work and so vital for the community, and we're always love to hear about the great things you're doing, and so
Thank you.
love to see what's going on, and thank you so much for coming
Thank
today.
you all for
So
making it
great.
possible.
Thank you all, Penny. Good to see everyone.
Thanks.
So
We're
thank
also, the Southeast Conference Association meeting for conservation districts is going to be held in Louisville about the same time as the Kentucky State one. So we'll have a lot of people from the whole Southeast
That's great.
visiting in Louisville.
That's awesome.
I'll leave these up here.
Thank you. That'd be great. Thank you. All right, now we have our extension services budget. Joanna, thank you for being here today.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I'm Joanna Coles. I'm the agriculture agent for the Cooperative Extension Service here in Warren County. And on behalf of my coworkers, we are so privileged to be able to work in this community and bring the research-based information from the University of Kentucky for all of our citizens. We cover a wide range of programs, and so I particularly work with farmers, and they are busy in the field right now trying to beat this rain this weekend. We have a couple great days, so we would encourage people, if they live in communities with farmers, to maybe share the road, leave a little bit earlier, because they're really working working against the weather here. But we provide information for them to be profitable, risk management tools, and also helping them market their product. Local food is great, and we are so fortunate to be able to have all a variety of crops, livestock right here in Warren County that you can go buy a lot of things besides avocados and bananas from your neighbors. So we're excited to have them in such a rich community here to be able to support agriculture. So that's mainly what I do. In the summer, they're in the field, so if there's any pest, weed, insect, disease, they come to us. We work with conservation quite a bit to make sure that conservation practices are followed so that we're maintaining our land for the future generations. Also, we have horticulture in our office, and Kristen's very busy. We just identified an invasive insect or an invasive species that we haven't had in Warren County before just last week, so we'll be doing some educational information about that. But the Asian invasive jumping worm has been confirmed in Warren County, and it sounds like it jumps, but it kind of thrashes around. But it is important for soil because it can change our ecosystem and outcompete our earthworms. So those are some of the important work that we do. So if you have an insect or maybe think that you have one of these jumping worms, bring them to the extension office and we can help you out with that. So a lot of calls about landscape gardens, those type of things. With food prices increasing, a lot more people want more information about how to raise their food, and that's what we're here to do. So glad to do that. Right now our family and consumer science agent position is vacant, but we're interviewing for that next week, so very excited to be able to hopefully fill that position. But we do have a new nutrition education educator, and so they work with limited resource families about nutrition and budgeting, and so we're excited to have Amy Lawrence on our team, and she'll be working within the community and has already got off to a great start. Julie Brown is with me today. She's one of the 4-H agents in our office. We have Janet Turley and Julie Brown that service all of our youth from 5, as early as 5. You can join Clover Buds. There's a place for you. Julie's taking a group to camp here just in a little bit, but also our summer camping program is still available. So if you know any youth that are 9 or above, they can go to Dawson Springs, learn great life skills for a week. It's going to be fun, but there's fishing, archery, horseback riding, arts, cooking, all kinds of things. So I think the $350, Julie, and they're going June 29th through July 3rd. So still opportunities there, and there's a host of day camps, cooking experience, storyboarding, all kinds of things that are offered for our youth during the summer. So I'd encourage you to follow Warren County 4-H or contact our office, and we can find a spot. If you have a child interested, we can find something for them there. So we just appreciate your support and just really supporting everything we do. So appreciate you having us today.
So Joanna is a morning person. Any questions for Joanna? So Joanna's a morning person, but she's also an afternoon and an early evening and an evening person as well. She's one of the biggest blessings in our community. And to give it, I want you to just think back about that presentation of no notes and going up there, and maybe I should take lessons from her. But Joanna, thanks for all the hard work you do. Janet, everyone that you do at the office, it's a great blessing to our community, and just keep that up, and such a great thing that you do, the partnership we have. So we appreciate you coming today. All right, next up, Mr. Comer, we got a Parks and Rec.
All right, Judge, in court, we've got 2 different presentations today. One is going to be over our rental fee recommendations for our fiscal year 2526. And with that, I want to introduce Jay Grable, our operations coordinator, also Amanda Moore, our business manager. They're going to be going over the presentation with you all. At the end of that, if you have any questions, please let us know. You will see some changes from fiscal year 2425. And so, Amanda and Jay, take it away.
All right, good morning, everybody. If we can go ahead to the next slide, we'll do the overview. So this report, we were looking at how the Warren County Parks and Rec Department compares to other Parks and Rec departments across Kentucky and nearby states. Each category we have was broken down, and only the departments that had programs or facilities or operations that were very similar to ours were mentioned, and in order just to try to keep everything more accurate in the assessment. Next slide, please. Let's go one more slide, please. Thank you. So in total, 10 departments were contacted for this year's assessment. Pricing information in the study ranges from basic ball field rentals up to special events. And out of the 10 departments that we were able to contact, we got 9 of them were very nice and provided information for us. It was also online, so it was pretty easy to find. Some not so much, but we were able to go through the categories of the basketball courts, any kind of basketball or volleyball courts, meeting rooms, tennis, anything that was comparable as a community center to something like our senior center, ball fields, shelters, and special events. Next slide, please. One more. This, I think we have the wrong
No
one,
worries.
but-
So in regards to our fees and charges that we have, we'll go back one slide if it's okay, and we'll kind of show you on this slide the revenue breakdown for 23-24. Kind of shows you the categories that we had the most revenue coming in on those cost sectors. And so as we go through the presentation, you'll see that on the participation fee side, that is our highest revenue generator. That is the $10 fee we assess on top of all the league registration fees. That's been in place since 2013. Also, you'll notice that our basketball courts, all of our court surfaces, were the second highest revenue producer. And then also our tennis courts. Our tennis courts have averaged over 5,000 rentals per fiscal year since its inception in 2021. That is the most rented facility that we have within the county park system. And then you'll see our ball fields, meeting rooms, our key fobs, et cetera, kind of cruise down through that hierarchy of where our revenue is generated. All right, the next slide. On our courts, what this was is this is kind of an average. The next several slides are going to show comparative kind of agencies within our region, and then also communities that are progressive and that are similar in scope to Warren County and Bowling Green. So on average, if you look at court fees, the average rental cost for municipalities using those 5 agencies is about $42 per hour. That's a little high, relatively speaking, for our market, but our current rate is $15 per hour. On the tournament slide, you'll notice these would be for our tournament fees that we currently have for our court rentals. This would be for our gyms, our basketball, our volleyball, etc. Our current rate is $150 per court per day. And then the next slide, please. And then our meeting rooms. Let's talk about meetings.
Okay. So our current price for the meeting rooms is $15 an hour. We have several comparisons where we're a little on the low side, so that was one of our recommendations to bump up that price. We've got a couple that are listed that kind of give you an idea of different pricings. So that was, let's see. I don't have any of that.
You're totally good. The $15 per hour rate is our current rate. You'll kind of see the other 3 comparative agencies that are kind of there that we have on the presentation. The next slide. So the ball fields, this is a big one with our ball field tournament rates. As you all saw on the previous slide, 2 slides back, the average cost for ball fields within the regional system is about $13.75 per hour. Our current rate structure is $14 per hour. And then our ball field tournament rates are currently $75 per day or $300 per day for a 4-plex. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we get in to the later slides in regards to our recommendations for increases. Also, you may or may not know that in order to rent our facilities, we used to rent year in, year out. We used to go 3 years out. Because of the volume that we have within the county park system, we quit that, and so now we do year-to-year rentals. So if you have a successful tournament this weekend, you have 30 days to renew the same weekend for next year. If you don't rent it back out, then you're going to forfeit the date, and we have another group that will come in and work with Amanda and her contracts, and we'll book it up for next year. Next slide, please. All right, on the shelters, we have shelters rented. This is one of our big key weekends. Hopefully Mother Nature will help us out, keep the rain away, but we'll see. I've been talking to Ronnie about that. It's about a 50-50 chance. But on the shelters, we go through the different comparisons that we have through other municipalities that we compared. The average regular rate for shelter rentals throughout the agencies that we've quoted here, it's about $89 per day. The average corporate rate for large-scale shelters that are able to hold about 200, 300 plus people is about $145 per day. Our current rate is $30 per day. The corporate rate is $40, but that is for our market. So if you look at our local market, our comparative rates with other municipalities, we're kind of in that realm, slightly higher than some, slightly lower than others. Next slide, please. All right, on the recommendation side, I believe this is Ms. Jade. Jade, come on up. Amanda, great job.
All right, thank you all. We'll go on to the next slide. So, I know we're probably limited time, so we're just kind of gonna breeze through these next couple slides. So on the left there, you'll see the percent increases for the items that we want to increase. So for example, basketball, volleyball court, that's a $5 an hour increase, but looks at 33.3%. Pickleball, $4 an hour. And then the Old Alvaton Gym Court, since we're raising the basketball courts, we will also raise the Old Alvaton Gym. It's just its own kind of separate line item. And then on the right, you kind of can see what we previously were charging and then what that new rate would be. So if we go on to the next slide, the tennis fees, pretty much the same thing. We're looking at between a 20 to 50% increase for all of the tennis items. So that's tennis courts, tennis ball machines, racquetball, as well as the indoor playground. And the indoor playground has, my office is at tennis. It is always busy. Kids are always having a great time. So I think, the $5 an hour increase is a good thing. So the next slide. So facility key fobs, this is something that allows patrons to be able to do free play. A couple years ago, it was $2 an hour, or $2 a year. We raised it last year to $3 a year, and we are hoping to raise it up to $5 a year. So this works for any of our indoor facilities. It works for the indoor playground, and basically you scan this, you have to pay one time. So that $2 a year increase looks at 66.67% increase for a Warren County resident, and then we're hoping to do a non-resident fee as well. Next slide. For our outdoor rentals, as you saw on the comparison chart, we are pretty on par with a lot of other places for our outdoor rentals. So besides the shelters, we're really not recommending any changes. I think we are kind of meeting the need as well as not overcharging our constituents. So with the shelters, we're looking at some of the changes to be, instead of just a full day, 8-hour rental, allowing people to rent it for a half day, because most people are only doing it for a birthday party or for a get together. So allowing the patrons to get more use out of the shelter by maybe having 1 to 2 shelter reservations per day. So that's one of the recommendations, and you can see the increase on the left. Next slide, please. Miscellaneous, this is our senior center, a $10 an hour increase. Again, the senior center is a wonderful place if you ever are looking for somewhere to rent. It has a kitchenette, it has a large floor space, it has a lot of more space than any of our other meeting rooms. And so again, we just wanted to increase that to reflect all that it has to offer. The league participation fee, we want to increase at $5 per participant. It has been $10 since I've worked here, but I think, this is something that the league prices are already going up. And so this $15 per participant per league is a great way for us to get some money back, since the leagues, we do not charge for them to do any activities. And this is also something that it is our highest revenue earner, so that $5 per participant we're going to see a lot of change, as you'll see in the next several slides. The only other thing is the field dry. Field dry is more expensive, so if we're going to charge it, tournament directors or anything like that to purchase that, we just need to reflect a current price. Next slide, please. Special events and tournaments, same thing. We're looking at around 25% increase for basketball and volleyball, and then the tennis, we are actually switching, or hopefully switching, to doing indoor and outdoor only rather than the whole facility. There's not many tennis tournament directors that want indoor and outdoor, and if they do, they can just purchase them separately. But the average tournament director either wants all indoor courts or all outdoor courts, and so that's just kind of, letting that be a possibility. And then for the conversion fees, we are actually reducing some of the fees and increasing some others, so that's on that slide as well. Next one. And baseball, softball, we also want to increase the baseball, softball tournament fee. So that would be $10 per field per day, and then the $40 for every 4-field complex. And the reason is most of our tournaments are at our larger facilities, such as Basil Griffin Park, Ephraim White Park, places like that. But we didn't want to discourage those smaller tournaments that use Ed Sphere Park or one of the fields at Fillmore Park, but still kind of making it comparative with all those rates that we obtained. Next one. So there's a summary page, and magistrates, you'll have this at your desk by the end of the day. Next one. So this is the projected revenue with changes. So we took our current 6-month earnings, and we did it if we made the exact same, for a whole year. And that would be that $224,523.74. With the recommended changes, we are looking at a $74,000 increase just in increasing those items. And so, again, so that's kind of where that is. You can exactly see what it looks like per item. Next slide. And yeah, so thank you all. Does anyone have any questions about rental fee before we get into the next quick presentation?
Great. Thank you, Jade.
Thank you.
Great job, Jay. Great job, Amanda. And just to let you all know, this is about a 3-month process where we go in and we review our data from the past 12 months. We look at the past season, the past fiscal year, and then comparison rates over our 10 comparative municipal entities that we kind of compare on a year-to-year basis. So with that being said, we will bring that back to fiscal court in subsequent court meetings to get approval, and we would implement those fees come July 1, and we're looking forward to that. As you all know, I like to travel in packs, and so today we have a great pack. We have our new spring and summer intern, Adam Rogers, with Leah. Adam is going to be with us, as well as another intern this summer. They're doing great things. They're going to be involved in our summer camps, and that leads into our new initiative with the crew that's behind us. And so Mark Graves, I would ask that Mark come up, if Mark doesn't mind, and we're going to discuss the Friends of Warren County Parks partnership that Mark has created, and I'll give you a little bit of history. I don't know why they've asked me to do this, but they've kind of asked me to speak about the initiative, and then Mark and the team behind us, which we'll introduce, they're happy to answer any and all questions as well. But Mark Graves, everybody, is a local dentist. Mark is also a member of our advisory council, and our advisory council is made up of citizens that are interested in enhancing quality of life in Warren County. Mark, as well as several other of our council members, we've been having discussions over the past several months. We've got a current strategic plan that's ongoing that hopefully we'll present to you all in December. Mark and I were talking at one of the meetings, as well as other members, and he said, Chris, what are some needs within the community that are direct and that we could do as a council to help create a direct impact for the constituents that we're serving? And so Mark, with the crew behind him, created their own nonprofit entity, which is a 501c3. It is called Friends of Warren County Parks and Recreation Department, and we'll go over in the coming slides what that initiative is. And as of today, the group has around $11,000 that they have so far raised to go towards some of the activities and programs that we'll discuss in here. I also want to recognize Jay Grable and then Brady Kane. Brady's going to come up here in a minute and talk to you about some of the initiative components, and he's done a great job working with Mark and with their team to discuss this. Before we get into it, I'd like to introduce the other members that are part of this Friends of Warren County Parks. We have several that are here today. We have Mr. Mark Graves. We have Jody Richards, who is unable to attend today. We have Gary Larimore, who is here. Gary, if you'll stand up. Rick Starks. Rick, if Rick will stand up. Mr. Rennick, Tom Rennick, and then also Bart Darrell. Bart is going to be on this. He's also an advisory council member, and we're super glad to have their support and their partnership in regards to this. So, Mark, any words before we get into the presentation? All right, Mark's ready to go. All right, so what is this? What is Friends of Warren County Parks and Recreation Department? So, Friends of Warren County Parks and Rec came about with discussions with our board, with our council, and then also with the new community partnership that we have with West Warren County Sports Initiative to provide services to those individuals on the western side of Warren County in that service gap from Old Morgantown Road down the Russellville Road corridor. So because of Jade Grable and Brady Kane's efforts since August of 2024, we've been able to service over 6,500 young people that have never been involved in Warren County Parks and Recreation activities, sports, or programs. And that is through direct on-site interactions with our partnered agency, Warren County Public Schools, and with the efforts of Jade, Brady, and the entire team. So the initial funding objective of Friends of Warren County Parks and Recreation Department is to provide scholarship opportunities for young people that are not able to pay the baseline registration rates after they meet specific criteria that are created by Mark and his board in regards to families applying for financial support. It also goes into and allows opportunities for grants for other activities and items that we're going to discuss in the presentation. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and have Brady come up. He's going to talk about the Youth Athletics Grant Program, and then I'll come back up and talk about some fun stuff with some other activities we have ongoing with this initiative.
Absolutely. So we are really excited about this partnership. It opens up a lot of opportunities to help us serve the community and a lot of families and areas who may not have been served as thoroughly as some other parts of Bowling Green. One of the most exciting ones and one of the initial primary focuses of this partnership with Friends of Warren County Parks and Rec is going to be our Youth Athletics Grant Program. The idea being that we have a lot of students that we've spoken with when we go on site to these schools who have not had the opportunity to participate in a lot of our programming and our league sports simply because they can't afford to do so. Registration fees are a hassle for some families who are struggling day to day. And so the idea is that we can hopefully find sponsors in the community, local businesses, community organizations, who can donate to Friends of Warren County Parks and Rec and then use that money to effectively sponsor grants for students who can apply and use that funding towards participation in parks and recreation programming. That'll allow a lot of new individuals to participate, hopefully, and of course, build life skills that you get from those athletic programs, not only teamwork, but also that sort of motivation and physical activity, things that will help to improve quality of life in Warren County. We will have several tiers of sponsorship, ideally, that businesses can donate to, basically sponsoring groups of students at a time, and then we'll develop incentive programs with those donors or sponsors that they can promote their business or organization. And we will effectively customize those per organization, but they would be things like logo placements on banners at league events, sponsor posts on social media, any kind of variety of promotion that that company may desire that incentivizes them to help fund these students. In the future, beyond individual grants for league athletics, we would also hope that we will be able to use sponsorship money to fund things like infrastructure and capital projects. We have a number of facilities that could use some improvements, things like scoreboards, safety equipment, and then of course, emergency issues, like if we have storms come through and they damage athletic facilities, fences, things like that. That sponsorship money would be very useful in sponsoring those kind of programs in a way that allows us to respond rapidly to resolving those immediate problems. And then of course, there are plenty of things that would help just overall improve the quality of life for participants and their families when they do come to our programs. As I mentioned, scoreboards are one that we are missing at several facilities, but also simple things like light towers, bleachers, things that would help those families have a better time at those league activities, have them a greater incentive for their children to come and play, and to hopefully help those children enjoy themselves when they do visit with us.
All right, great job, Brady. Just a couple more things we'd like to discuss, and on the slide deck, if we can move to the bus sponsorship. We have been working with Friends of Warren County Parks and Rec, with our West Warren County Sports Program and Initiative, and the Warren County Public Schools to create an enhanced mobile recreation unit and mobile recreation experience. As you all know, over the past 5 years, we take recreation out to kids in the community that can't get to Warren County parks. And because of Leah Sperlin, our Thrive team, our multiple community partners, Warren County Library, Warren County Public Schools, we have serviced over 15,000 kids plus over the past 2 summers in regards to taking mobile rec out to them. Jay Grable and Brady, through their efforts, they have been able to secure 3 buses with Warren County Public Schools and work out a partnership with the school system to allow us to train, hire, and get 4 CDL drivers. It brings back memories because that's what I used to do about 26 years ago. Pretty awesome. Maybe driving a bus. But with that, we have the opportunity to create a mobile recreation bus to add to our vans that we have. This would provide us the opportunity to take kids to different functions and activities within the Jennings Creek, Moss, Warren Elementary, Lost River system. We've gotten all the data from the bus routes that the Warren County Public Schools use, and we have a strategic plan to be able to offer transportation and services through these buses over time once we get our staff trained up with initial routes for summer programming and programming throughout the year. So with that, the Friends of Warren County Parks and Rec, one of their component initiatives is also theme sponsorships. So if you want to be a backseat driver and help with this initiative of helping us deck out this bus, we have sponsorships at 4 different levels. I love the titles: the side stop, the express route, the rolling billboard. You'll see all the details and information on how to be a sponsor for this. And when Friends of Warren County Parks, the entire crew back here with Mark and his team starts going out and talking to different civic groups, public groups, we hope that these snazzy names and titles are something that will really be a big sell to help us with these initiatives. So it's not over yet, so get ready for a little bit more.
I mean, Chris, if I did the backseat driver, I could just put Michelle Gorman's name
Boom.
on the back of the bus.
Yes, sir. You get a non-exclusive 4x8 logo of your spouse. It would be
a good
absolutely
investment
amazing.
right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm in.
So let's talk about this initiative through Friends of Warren County Parks and Rec. If we're going to be that progressive community that's going to be out in front, which I think Warren County is, at least in the 27 almost years I've been here, we're getting things done. And we've been able to get things done with your support and the support of the community as a whole. And so student experience and young people experience due to our community partners. And if you've ever been to the ice rink, if you've ever been to any one of our school programs that we do, there are private donation opportunities to provide an indoor planetarium experience for over 1,000 kids. If you've never seen it, it's amazing. We're going to provide, through Friends of Warren County Parks and Rec, those opportunities for sponsorship. So the direct impact is you've got an indoor planetarium in a middle school or elementary school. These kids are going to have an experience of a lifetime, and you can be the sponsor. Maybe that's not your thing, and you want to go and you want to public speak, and you want to motivate kids, just like WKU baseball did with Moss, with Jade and Brady over at Moss this past school year, and talked to over 700 kids. And now we have kids interested in baseball, in softball. There's those opportunities. If you want to go prehistoric and have a great prehistoric experience, Ice Rink 2025, absolutely amazing. You can go play with dinosaurs. I'm talking real dinosaurs. They come out of a trailer. They're T-Rexes, they're Triceratops, and the kids can interact and have fun. You can be that sponsor through this initiative and through this program. One of the cool things is our friends at EMS. They may want to hold a community event. They may say, hey, County Parks, let's do something cool downtown at the Fringe. And we coordinate with the library. The mobile theater concept. Next slide. This is awesome. This is next level. I'm super excited. Next slide. I can't contain myself. But this mobile theater experience, this could be your brand. With our Friends of Warren County Parks and Recreation Department, 501c3, you and your organization or business, you could be a short film sponsor. You could be an attraction sponsor. You could be the feature film sponsor, or you could go all the way, get the Emmy or the Oscar, and you could be the blockbuster sponsor for $115,000. We, Warren County Parks, Warren County government, would have a mobile recreation trailer that if you've ever been to an Alabama-Auburn game, they have them out in tailgating. You can watch the game from the parking lot, never go in. Absolutely amazing feature. You can bling this thing out, and you can have mobile theater, just like when I was growing up down on the bypass where the Kroger's is at Fairview. You got your own outdoor theater. It's awesome. Drive-through all the way, surround sound, absolutely cool. So these are some of the things that this opportunity and this initiative can have. And Mark, I'm sorry, maybe y'all should have spoke. I don't know. So audience reach. Let's talk about audience reach in the next slide. We, Warren County Parks and Recreation Department, with our community sponsors, with Friends of Warren County Parks and Rec, since 2018 and when the pandemic hit, several things changed throughout the nation. It's not just a Warren County thing. During difficult times, not just in that 2018-2020 period, but throughout history, during difficult times, quality of life initiatives have surged. People want something for that break to be able to go out and enhance their quality of life and have a little bit of fun. And so since 2018, we have seen no less than 27% increases in participation across the board in the services that we provide. That is across the board in tournaments, in rentals, special events, registrations for our 14-plus recreational leagues, and there is a ton of stuff going on within your county park system. And we feel, with the support of our partners with Friends of Warren County Parks and Rec, that we are at a strategic time to keep that vision forward and to be able to harness that community support and that quality of life importance that's been reflected both in the BG 2050, our strategic plan, and then also the master plan study that's being currently done by Bowling Green City Park. So it's a really cool time in 2025 because there are a lot of different initiatives that are showing a lot of different things that the public wants. And those demands for recreation are not going away, they are increasing. And so the final slide that we have, and then I'm going to sit down and let you all have a great rest of your day, is we would like to thank our sponsors. We had an initial founding sponsors for a Friend of Warren County Parks with an anonymous contribution of $10,000. We would also like to thank our friends at Atmos Gas for their initial sponsorship, and then also Mark and his team. They're working on a strategic plan to hit the road and to start solicit sponsorships, and hopefully within the next 12 months, we'll be able to come back and give you a report, or Mark will and his crew, of all the cool things that they have going on. Judge, thank you for your time. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Chris. Any questions for Chris? On fire as usual. We're such a great community and such a great thing that we have with our Parks Department. They impact many, many lives. When we're approaching 700,000 citizens involved with our Parks and Rec Department in an annual year of a community of 135,000, you can do the math. We are almost overrun. We have a lot of decisions to make, but Chris, we're thankful for your leadership. And also want to thank the Friends of Warren County Parks. What a great thing. It's awfully nice that Gary and Rick are going to be our first 2 bus drivers for the mobile buses as well. Thank you, fellas, for doing that. Yes, that's right. But great information. Thank you so much for all your hard work there. So thank you for sharing that with us too. All right, we have one more presentation, which is great, but it is EMS week, and I've got a proclamation. Before I do, though, I want to read something to the crowd here today. I want to highlight 2 recent incidents that showcase the abilities of our responders. 2 weeks ago, personnel from the Plano Fire Department and Med Center EMS responded to an unresponsive adult male suffering from a cardiac-related event. Due to their swift response, coordinated care, and life-saving efforts, this individual is alive today. Additionally, personnel from the Smiths Grove Fire Department recently responded to a significant motor vehicle collision on the interstate. Their swift response and coordinated actions with the Bowling Green Fire and Medical Center EMS provide the injured personnel the greatest chance for a full recovery. These types of incidents happen throughout our community regularly and highlight the best that our community has to offer. And again, it would be impossible for us to go month by month of everything that our EMS and our first responders do, but we're thankful for that. But I'd like to read this proclamation, and if it's okay, then we'll get a picture afterwards. This is a proclamation in honor of Emergency Medical Services Week, May 18th to 24th. Whereas Emergency Medical Services team consists of vital public servants who are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas paramedics, EMTs, and support staff serve as the backbone of emergency medical care in our community, bringing skill, compassion, and expertise to those in need, saving lives and providing hope in critical moments. And whereas the demand for emergency medical services rises rapidly as Warren County grows, yet our EMS professionals continue to provide rapid response, advanced medical care, and the utmost dedication ensuring that our residents receive the highest standard of care. And whereas we are proud to celebrate the lifesavers who work tirelessly to keep our community safe and healthy and extend our deepest appreciation for the services. So we, therefore, the Fiscal Court of Warren County, urge all citizens to pay tribute to our EMS professionals who answer the call to serve, to heal, and to make a difference, and do hereby designate the week of May 18th to the 24th, 2025 as Emergency Medical Services Week. So congratulations. I know Stephen Parrott's here with some others, and if it's okay, we'd like to have our EMS team up here and we'll get a picture with them. So, thank you.
why they don't want it? Tell experience cameraman. Thanks, guys, for all you do. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. Appreciate y'all. It's good to see you guys. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for all you do. Appreciate y'all very much.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Good job, guys.
All right, we'll get back to our agenda. Some great presentations this morning, very, very informative. And thank you again to our first responders. Item 7, approve determination amount of $15,000 to the Save Our Kids Coalition for reimbursement for the ASAP coordinator. This is paid for by the ASAP grant. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 8 is approve the 211 report for April 2025. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 9 is approve determination amount of $18,550 to Hobdy Dye and Reed for the purchase of a Kubota utility vehicle for Basil Griffin Park to replace a utility vehicle that is being taken out of service, and this is at the state price contract. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams. Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 10 is approve determination amount of $39,065 to Scotty's Contracting in Stone for paving the Ephraim White Park Maintenance Road. This is the contracted vendor for paving. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 11 is approved determination amount of $23,980 to Vode Safe for the purchase of 4 Aqua Eye sonar devices for emergency management. This is a single source vendor and is paid for by the SAR grant with a 50% match by Warren County. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire Williams. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Approve determination the amount of $3,999.96 to Aquaview, it's VU. I'm going to say Aquaview, sounds better, for the purchase of 4 360 cameras for emergency management. This is a single source vendor and is paid for again by the SAR grant with a 50% match by Warren County. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 13 is approved determination amount of $2,904 to Mobile Communications America for the annual tower rental for a radio system for emergency management, and this is a single source vendor. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 14 is approved determination the amount of $13,820 to Rescue One Connector Boats for the purchase of a Pro X 430 series inflatable boat for emergency management. 5 quotes were solicited, 2 were obtained. This is the lowest and best. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 15 is approve the treasurer's report for March 2025. Motion by Squire Williams, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 16 is approved determination amount of $665,123 to Atlantic Emergency Solutions for the purchase of a Pierce Manufacturing stock 750-gallon pumper to replace engine 23 from Alvaton that was totaled during a no-fault accident on I-65, and authorize the judge executive to sign all related documents. This is Sourcewell pricing, and for the record, this vehicle was responding to an emergency on Interstate 65. Thankfully, the person that hit this and totaled it was not killed. We have no idea how that happened, but they destroyed that vehicle. Insurance paid $400,000, which was the replacement, which was the value of that vehicle. And so, but again, this would put us in a compromised situation, being less an engine in the system. And so this is replacing that one. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Other questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 17 is approved determination of $97,420 to Boyd Cat for a skid steer and attachments for the Parks Department. This is through Sourcewell pricing. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 18 is approved determination amount of $5,176.50 to Blue Cotton for the purchase of apparel for Warren County Fire. 3 quotes are obtained. This is the lowest and best. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 19 is approved determination amount of $4,350 to eSchedule for an application and web-based scheduling program for Warren County Fire. This is a single source vendor. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 20 is grant authority to submit application to the Kentucky Department for Environmental Protection for fiscal year 25-26 waste tire grant, and authorize judge executive to sign all related documents. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 21 is approve the waste tire grant annual report for fiscal year 24-25. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 22 is approve renewal of the New American Workforce Navigator Agreement between Warren County, the City of Bowling Green, and the South Central Workforce Development Board for the funding of a full-time New American Workforce Navigator position at a cost of $55,000 each for 1 year effective July 1st, 2025. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 23 is authorize the judge executive to sign all documents relating to the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Roadway Centerline Maintenance Program through the BRAD.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 24 is approve the Workforce Outreach Program contract renewal with Crowd South for the Bowling Green Works Initiative in the amount of $90,000 with a city match for a 12-month term ending June 30th, 2026, and authorize judge executive sign all related documents. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 25 is approve the budget transfers for Warren County. Motion by Squire Williams, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 26, approve the first reading of ordinance 2505, amending the budget of Warren County. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Our next item is the budget. Before we present the budget, before fiscal court takes a look at that, I did want to give a brief summary of some changes and items that are in this year's budget. So total budget for 25-26 is $81,322,933, and that's up from $69,589,449 from last year. Here's some of the highlights. $3.5 million remodel for Sugar Maple Square. $2.5 million in road resurfacing, which is up another $500,000 from last year. I will say that the magistrates on this fiscal court for the last 3 years have wanted to continually increase our road maintenance and our road paving budget, and so that has added another $500,000 to that. We have 742 miles of road that we're responsible for in Warren County. That's not changing anytime soon, and we are behind on some of that maintenance, and we're catching up, and so thank you to the magistrates for insisting that that's in there.
Hallelujah.
Yes. $1 million for Betterworth Road project. Betterworth Road is a small lane that's on the back of Dillard Road that will then have a roundabout added because of a new school and the improvements that are out there, and it is something we have to do that will decrease traffic on Nashville Road, hopefully, because it'll be a shortcut over to the back of South Warren. $500,000 bridges and culverts, $500,000 in new road equipment. $3.75 million is a county fire department budget, which includes staffing of several part-time and full-time firefighters, increases for our volunteer fire department allocations, and new gear and equipment and additional training. And again, thanks to this court and the initiative they have taken for that new department, that's our first budget for that department. $397,000 in the second round of radios for various county departments. We have over $4 million in additional grant projects, including an EOC center, 2 additional safe rooms at Richardsville and Browning, and a drone grant. $3.4 million ARPA-funded water sewer project out Nashville Road. And again, that's been on the books for a while, but it'll be done this year, and that is a significant increase for water and sewer capacity out Nashville Road, one of the hottest growth areas of the community. $65,000 for a rail study. We do have a jail shortfall of $3,818,998, and that's created by reduced revenue from our state inmates and an increase in normal operating costs. As you can well remember, our insurance provided for inmates went up $350,000 in 1 year. We have continued things like that, and so our jailer works tirelessly to do that, but when the state cuts our revenue and federal cuts our revenue, we have an issue. And so Parks Department budget of $6.7 million, that's up about $500,000 from previous year, and that's also, we're taking some of the Operation Pride money, moving to a different department. Sheriff Department contribution from the general fund of $6,505,000 this year compared to $6,387,000 last year. $302,000 state grant for Operation Pride and Beautify 65, and then a $500,000 for projects for stormwater management. So again, many of these revenues come from grants, other items like that, but our overall budget over $80 million for the first time in the history of Warren County. I want to thank Greg Burrell, our treasurer, for the hard work he has done, meeting with the magistrates, but of course all the meetings I've had with them to look over all of the needs. There are many, many needs that will not be addressed in Warren County. That is part of life, and so we try to do what we can, but the one thing I'll tell you is we're always going to have a balanced budget. We are never going to spend into a deficit where it's going to have long-term problems for the county. And so it's I believe that budget that is being presented is one that we can be proud of, but also does the most good for the most citizens of this community. So item 27 is approve the first reading of ordinance 2506, approving the annual budget and appropriations for fiscal year 25-26 for Warren County. So motion by Squire Williams, second by Squire Lasley. Are there any questions or discussion, any items someone would like to speak about there? If not, please call roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 28 is approve determination amount of $25,000 to Warren County Public Library for the sponsorship of Duncan Hines Days. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
And will Treasurer please report the claims?
General Fund, $1,987,808. Road Fund, $200,187. Jail Fund, $923,147. Stormwater Fund, $96,893. LGEA Fund, $27,270. E911 Fund, $14,340. And TIF Fund, $1,426,560. Be able to answer any questions.
Motion we pay our bills.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Before we get to our department heads, we do have a citizen that's come today, wants to have a few comments for the court. And if you wouldn't mind stating your name and your address, that'd be great.
My name is Michael Benton. I live here in Warren County. This is paid for every one of you. This thing for you tonight. This is the Fifth Amendment. I'm here to talk about the illegal activities of the ICE organization. If you think it's something in the future, if something you haven't planned for, the time is now, because they're in Nashville. They're taking citizens without arrest warrants, without badges. I'll get another one for you. Those three things, right?
Yep.
And one for the, I don't have a big one. Fifth Amendment. It turns out that we're unprepared. And you all need to have a meeting. And I'm going to ask you today to make a resolution condemning the activities of us. You need to get back, and it's not going to be a yes, 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 yes thing. We're going to have some differences of opinion about this. But the thing is that we all believe in the due process of law in this country. And they're operating without due process of law. Thank you. They're operating without due process of law, without badges, without arrest warrants, they're operating criminally and unconstitutionally. And acquiesce, non-compliance is the easy way out. We have to do more. Non-compliance is allowing them to break the law within our community. We have to do something. I'm going to ask you to get together and make a resolution, draw up a resolution condemning the acts of ICE and have to go farther than non-compliance. I have an idea that you might consider. That would be that not allow ICE to take custody of any citizen of Warren County if they're here, and if they arrest somebody, although they're using administrative warrants, which is more like a subpoena than an actual criminal warrant. If they arrest somebody, they should turn over custody to the sheriff's department in order to ensure due process, because we know, you know, they're operating without due process. And technically they're kidnapping people. We must prepare. You're the leaders of this community. You need to step up here. This is not something that's easy. If you do this, you could get in trouble with the feds. They're liable to come looking for you, but you have to stand up. This is going to take courage. I need you to dig deep to find out inside. You stand for the rule of law. You don't allow this to happen. Non-compliance is the coward's way out. I mean, in fact, they've already called the sheriff's department. They're non-compliant, but we have to go further. And you need to go further. You're the leaders. This is something that's really important. It's not some local issue. I mean, you guys have wonderful meetings where everybody's happy and everything and congratulating each other, but this one is big. This is bigger than you and you and you and me, it's all of us. And the Hispanic community in this, in our community here is in danger and feel threatened. Yesterday, I went to the graduation of my great-grandson from Dishman McGinnis School. I have never seen a more culturally diverse society. That's what we are. If you want to see what we really are, go over there. The pride in these little children's eyes, 9 and 10 years old, it's all the same. And yet we have an organization now running around this country illegally and unconstitutionally kidnapping people and sending them to prison. If you deport somebody, you send them back to their country. You don't send them to a prison someplace, I mean, you have to stand up to them. You have to say in this resolution, we're condemning their activities, and then go farther than that. Say, we won't allow you to take custody in our county. Something has to be, people need to stand up to this. It's happening. If they're already in Nashville, they allowed them to happen. They didn't, I don't know if they were compliant or non-compliant, but non-compliance is not good enough. We need the strength and we need the courage to fight this. So I'm asking you to go back in that room, and it's not going to be a pleasant conversation, and talk about drawing up a resolution condemning the activities of ICE, saying they can't have custody of anybody in our county, more than just non-compliance. We won't help you, but we're not going to allow you to take people into custody because we know what you're going to do with them, and that's illegal. We have to protect our citizens. These people all belong to you. And that school, like I said, it was wonderful. It's what this country is all about. And it's not about deporting people who are trying to improve their lives. Yes, well, that's basically it. I want you to really commit to this. I mean, I'm going to try and make an appointment to see every one of you individually so that you can actually bounce ideas off of me rather than sit here and listen to me, where we can have a conversation, where we can decide, what's right and what's wrong in this and what we need to do. So please, don't just blow this off. Go back in that room and say, look, guys, we need to make this resolution. You're the leaders. And I need you to lead. I hated to bring up the, bad things because you had such a wonderful time. But something needs to be said, and you're in charge. And I am charging you with this resolution that you need to come up with. You can word it how you want. Try not to get in trouble. And you might get in trouble with the feds. But that's what we have to do, And I wanted to thank you, and I will try and make it, so don't blow me off if your secretary comes to you and says, that Zen guy wants to come in and badger the shit out of you, So please allow me to come and talk to you individually, and we're going to try and move this thing forward. I want you to commit to moving this thing forward, okay?
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming today. Thank you so much. All right. Sheriff?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you so much. Lynette's not with us today. Jailer?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Chris, thank you for the presentation. Come on.
I got one more thing,
Yeah,
Judge.
you're welcome.
I've got Jaden Brady here and Leah and the whole team, but we just had our second annual Pace Marathon in Smiths Grove. We had over 70 runners, had a huge block party the night before on Friday. One of the coolest events we do all year, and they did a tremendous job putting it together. And we had 70 runners. We had several runners that do the Boston, New York, Chicago Marathon, and they said it's the best rural marathon that they've run, and we're pumped up for year 3, and I just wanted to let y'all know that those events are going great. And we'll see y'all at Thunderfest, June 28th.
Thank you, buddy. Josh? All good. Hello, Holly. How are you today?
Thank you, Judge. I'm good.
Thank you. It's good. Ronnie?
Just a quick note, Judge, I just want to let everybody know that FEMA has set out, thank you to Chris and his partnership at Michael Buchanan Center. At this point in time, for a little over a week, we've got about 100 registrants, which is only about a third of those that we're aware of. So please share the word that either call the phone, they can register online, or visit the Disaster Recovery Center down at Mike Buchanan Park.
Yeah, please need to get that out. We finally got that announcement that they're accepting that. It's at Michael O. Buchanan Park. If you've had that, need an individual assistance, other issues you've had with the storms, need to go to Mike Buchanan Park and register so you can be in line for that. Ben? Thank you. That's good. James, all good? All right. Bill?
Good morning, everyone. I just want to take a couple brief moments to discuss a couple things. So obviously, most recent storm event, we handled quite a few emergencies. The volunteers handled hundreds of trees down and those types of incidents. One thing that I think was mentioned, however, I think I would be remiss if I didn't discuss it in more detail. One of the incidents that you discussed during the EMS proclamation highlights one particular person that's here this morning. That's Chief Kevin Bailey from the Plano Fire Department. He responded on one of the particular incidents and ended up breaking the window out himself and removing one of the individuals. And he just informed me that that individual is actually awake and talking now after suffering a pretty significant cardiac event. So it's those types of events that are occurring throughout our community every day that I think it's important to recognize. And then last two items real quick would be I have been utilizing Mr. Markham's assistance quite heavily recently. I just wanted to thank him and his staff for fixing some fire station issues. And then moving forward, we have a lot of training opportunities coming up that you're going to see a lot of movement out in the community. So it's a good time to be involved with the fire department.
Great. Thank you, Bill. And Chief Bailey, thanks for your service to this community, continued service. Thank you for all the work that you do. All right. Squire McWhorter.
It's all good, sir. Enjoy the weather.
Thank you, buddy. Squire Aldridge.
Thank you, Judge.
All good.
Not so easy.
Squire Wood. Okay, Squire Cummings. I'm playing.
Just wanted a couple things. First of all, I want to congratulate all the graduates from our local high schools, and in one particular one, my son Matthew is graduating from Bowling Green High on Sunday. I'm really proud of him and all his classmates. Kind of a quick note that Soapbox Derby is coming up. We'll have a meeting before then, but June 20th and 21st will be the annual Kiwanis Club, Crocker Law Firm Soapbox Derby. They mentioned Thunderfest on June 28th. Memorial Day weekend is a special weekend for me because this is the time that we honor everybody who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. So in conjunction with that, we were lucky enough to finally move Operation Anvil till tomorrow on Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be now that this is our permanent home. But Operation Anvil will be in full effect tomorrow morning. First battle at 10. Most importantly, the veteran ceremony that we do is at 11 o'clock. I would invite everybody out to that. If you know a veteran of any kind, please invite them out. We have a special gift and a special recognition for them tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Second battle at 2. Most importantly, spend time in the camps. It's really a great event. It's a really living history, and we're excited to put it on. And my group, Honoring Our Heroes, is so proud to be behind this to make this happen. It is definitely the most unique event in Bowling Green, and I'd be remiss without thanking Chris and his staff for all the support they give us out at the park. And it's going to be a fabulous day. The weather's going to be great, and I'm pleased to invite everybody out. But especially if you're a veteran or know a veteran, please have them come out and be honored.
Great. It's a great event. Thank you, Ron, for doing that too. It is a fantastic event. Squire Williams.
Thank you, Judge. I want to wish all the graduates, not just from high schools, but those that are advancing from whatever grades that they were in. I attended an advancement yesterday at McNeil School, and then the junior high graduation or advancement of the 8th graders who will be going to the high school next year at Bowling Green High School last evening. And it was amazing to see the diverse community that we have.
Absolutely.
So all of these kids have bright futures in front of them, and we wish them well. We hope they'll have the great summers and be safe. I do want to remind everyone that the American Legion Post 23 will have their Memorial Day event at 10 a.m. on Monday, and I know that the public is welcome.
Great. Thank you. Squire Lawrence?
Yeah, I'd like to repeat what Rick said a little bit about the American Legion. That's a great event to go to, and it's usually very well attended. And also, I'd like to encourage everybody to get out to Operation Ant.
Yep.
It's a great time too. I really enjoyed it again when I go out there.
Great. Squire Lasley?
I'd like to congratulate Deputy Judge Brian Downey, who is recognized for his work with the Leadership Bowling Green this year. He received the Bart Hagerman Award, which is a very big honor, and I think highlights the work he does in the community, but he also does a great job with the town. And then I'd also like to thank everyone. You hear the cow sirens go off, and then you hear all the other sirens that go off, but we're all hunkered down. Those folks are out there on the front lines making a difference. And I don't think we can thank them enough. It's really appreciate what they do.
Great, thank you. Mr. Treasurer?
Thank you, Judge.
Jamie, thank you for filling in today. Good to see you. Ms. Cummings?
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Downing?
Thank you, Judge.
I do have one last thing. Sorry to make people wait till the end of it, but then we'll be dismissed. However, I do have a proclamation. We've got some friends of ours from the city and Josh from the county, and it's National Public Works Week. And so I wanted to read this and then have them come forward if that's okay. Public Works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Warren County. And whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas the year 2025 marks the 65th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, now therefore we, the Fiscal Court of Warren County, urge all citizens to pay tribute to our public works professionals and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing quality of life for all we do. We hereby designate the week of May 18th to 24th as National Public Works Week. You can imagine during the floods, that's absolutely when we know about public works, but they are 24/7 around the clock. So I'd like to ask our public works professionals to come forward. We'll take a quick picture if that's okay.
What does this say?
All right, very quickly before we leave, yes, thank you to Brian Downing. That Bart Hagerman Award is the #1 award for Leadership Bowling Green, but most importantly, that is voted by, there's 40 members of that class, and that is voted for by the members of the class. So it says a lot about Brian's leadership, and we're very proud of him for doing that. This court has some training going on in June, so we did make a change, they're all well aware of it. Our next court meeting is Friday, June 13th at 9 a.m. I know we usually meet on Thursdays, that's 2 straight Fridays, but that's when our next one will be. I hope everyone has a safe Memorial Day. Consider the sacrifice that the men and women of our military have made in the ultimate sacrifice to our country. That is for all those and the family members who have lost a loved one fighting for our country, if they would remember that. And with that, we have a motion by Squire Lawrence to adjourn, and we are adjourned.